Buffalo starts in New Jersey. Game number 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals right here on Fox 29. The crowd is boisterous at the Brendan Byrne Arena as they get prepared to welcome their New Jersey Devils club to the ice surface. About Dominic Hasek. Tonight's starting goaltenders are brought to you by North State Supply at 1122 Military Road, Buffalo. Dominic Hasek with a playoff goals against record of a 2.65 in 7 playoff games. Martin Brodeur. First experience last year was not too good. 32 minutes played. He allowed 3 goals. So has a 5.63 goals against average. But that was last year. This is this year, and we are ready to go for game number 1 of this Eastern Conference semifinal series. The referee this evening is Bill McCreary, the linesmen Ron Finn and Brad Lazarowicz. Sit back, folks, and enjoy this National Hockey League action with the New Jersey Devils and Buffalo Sabres.
And the Sabres going with Derek Plant at center between Mogilny and Himmelev. And we'll see. Dale Howardchuk, that means we'll go between Brad May and Donald Adet. Here we go.
We are hovering around the players' dressing room before the game in the hallway, and there was some discussion about maybe the game plan has changed for Buffalo. We'll find out as the puck is controlled by Bodger. This is Yuri Himmelev along the left wing. Up to Plant, but that's stopped by Driver at the line. Bodger and Chorsky collide together out at center. Lemieux wouldn't follow that puck from Himmelev, and now Stevens leaves it to the Buffalo line here in this opening minute of game number 1 with the Sabres and Devils. Himmelev checking along the end boards while Muni finds an open Derek Plant, 5th overall in rookie scoring. Bodger now a part of the play as Mogilny dribbles across the New Jersey line. Bodger's backhand just off the stick of Brodeur, while Lemieux gets a hit from Plant. The puck bobbles just outside the Jersey line, and it's shot back in. Buffalo changing on the fly. Out skates Wayne Presley along with Dale Howardchuk and Dave Hannon. This is the new alignment as Howardchuk along with Presley and Hannon cut for offsides. And we seem to have a problem with the clock, and we're just in the opening minutes of this first period. No score.
Well, it shows 20 minutes, so according to the clock, we haven't played yet.
Is this practice?
Bill McCreary now goes over to the timekeeper. Now, they have someone else in there who actually keeps the time on another clock just in case something does indeed go askew with the scoreboard. Scratch tonight for the Buffalo Sabres. Bob Sweeney, Matthew Barnaby, Ken Sutton. I talked to Bob Sweeney this afternoon, and he was saying his knee is not as hurt as bad as he had thought, so perhaps he may get into the series. New Jersey, some veterans, including Fetisov and Corey Millen, scratched tonight.
Dale Howardchuk, as we get a nice level shot along with Bill McCreary, taking a look at the clock, which has been changed now. 18:59 remaining, and they do along with the different
combinations to keep the New Jersey ranked as first game of the playoffs. You would expect the home team to come out charging, slow things down, try to take the momentum away from them.
The New Jersey Devils with a 3-1 record over the Buffalo Sabres during the regular season, outscoring them 17-7. Dave Hannon from behind his net using the end boards to an open Wayne Presley, again lined out with Dale Howardchuk. Schmelik getting it back out to center, and awaiting at the line is Scott Niedermayer. Here's Schmelik sending it across the Devils line. Brodeur sets it up as Niedermayer gets checked by Presley. Howardchuk taking a quick look, and the puck just snuck off the blocking pad of Brodeur. John McLean, leading goal scorer of the Devils this year and the all-time point leader for the Devils in playoffs, sending it across the Buffalo line, while Bernie Nickel sends it back in Buffalo territory in these opening minutes of game number 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinal series. No score. Skating out is Wayne Presley, leaving it out at center, and Buffalo changing up on the fly again. Now we have Randy Wood along with Donald Adet and Brad May as the puck intercepted by Brad May. His shot is blocked by Tommy Aberdeen, and now cleared out, and Devils Come out to center, Bill Guerin. Trying to thread the defense needle, but Moeller and Boucher combine and get that puck back out to center ice for Randy Wood. Giving it over to Donald Audette. Gets it across the line. Sabres have to get onside, as May and Wood do. It allows New Jersey to set up the play. Mike Peluso is there. That puck is poked back over to the near side, and here's Jason Smith getting a big hit from Brad May. Moeller over to Donald Audette, who was hit from behind by Tom Chorsky. Loose puck intercepted by Buffalo. Randy Moeller has the most playoff games coming into this evening's contest at 71. Actually, Bob Sweeney holds the dubious distinction of the most games played in the playoffs as a Buffalo Sabre. And we should say as a skater, Grant Fuhrer has most of 119. Coming across the line is Dave Hannon with Dale Howard, Chuck, and Rob Ray now as he scoots behind the New Jersey net. He is hit hard by Bobby Carpenter, and we're going to have a penalty as Carpenter will be assessed an interference call. So when we come back, Buffalo will be on the power play.
He takes the first penalty of this playoffs. 2 minutes for interference with Rob Ray. And a critical situation early in the game because the Buffalo Sabres have the edge in special teams. And if the Sabres hope to win this series, they are going to have to cash in on power play opportunities.
Second overall in power play efficiency. And the puck is sent through center and back down into the Buffalo corner. Doug Bodgers setting it up.
And you look at the Devils. They did not do well penalty killing. 15th overall in the league.
Sabres win 3 for 17 in the regular season series against New Jersey. And Buffalo is caught for offsides. Jim, let's take a look out on the ice to see what we have in the alignment of Yuri Himalev, Dale Howard, Chuck, and Alexander Mogilny. Now, that is the set line the trio has worked with all season long. Again, Yuri Himalev back into action after sitting 5 games. At least try to get that fracture line healed.
And he is a key member of this club. Make no mistake about it. When Himalev is out of the lineup, the Buffalo Sabres are not nearly as good a hockey team.
Himalev scoots into the New Jersey corner, lets it go for Bodger, working the left point. Back to Bodger, and bounces over to the goal line. Howard took in front for Mogilny, a point-blank shot, and Brodeur stops him cold. What a quick setup by Buffalo as Mogilny checks the puck from Driver. In to help is Howard Chuck, bouncing over to Himalev. Howard Chuck getting it back. And it bounces again off Himalev's stick. Boucher keeps it into the right point. Boucher sat the last game against the Washington Capitals as Howard Chuck tried to control it and picked up by Bernie Nichols. No score here in the first period, and Buffalo working with a first man advantage for the next 56 seconds. Howard Chuck trying to feed Mogilny. Abilene leaving it over for Lemieux, who gets it out across the Devils line, and both teams will change up partly on the fly here. Mogilny stays out with Bodger. Plant and Audette step out. Now Mogilny goes over to the Buffalo bench, and Brad May relieves number 89. 33 seconds left in the power play for Buffalo. Derek Plant across the line with Brad May, and Donald Audette shot just to the right side of the Devils' net. And Brad May colliding into the right goalpost, jarring it off the mooring. So we will have a stoppage here with 15:06 remaining in this first period. No score.
Brad May tried to scoot behind Martin Brodeur in the goal and ended up bumping into the crossbar, and the faceoff will be outside the line. Not much room for Brad May to go around Martin Brodeur.
How about that one attempt by Buffalo early in the stages of the power play, or set up right in front for Alexander Mogilny?
Buffalo got the pass that they were looking for, and I don't know whether Brodeur stopped that with the right skate or whether the puck hit the goalpost. We didn't get a great look at that, but if he stopped it, that was some save with the right skate.
Great scoring attempt by the Sabres. Will go for the face-off again outside the Devils' line. Bernie Nichols leading the penalty killers for New Jersey. Ken Danico is out there along with Claude Lemieux and Niedermeyer, who sends it to the doorstep of Hashik.
Now, Derek Plant is going to have to start working harder on face-offs. You cannot afford to lose face-offs in Stanley Cup playoffs that easily.
Brad May putting it down into the Devils' end board, where Plant lets it go along for a pinching Peter Swoboda. Gets hit by Nichols, jars the puck, but Swoboda comes back, leaves it to the top of the slot for Plant. Devils are back to full strength. This Carpenter joins the forces out at center from the penalty box. 3-on-1 break for New Jersey. Here's Nichols back to Carpenter. Intercepted by Plant as he bashes into the Buffalo net. And that too flies off the moorings. So we'll put everything back together here. And we'll be back in about 70 seconds. Sabres.
One too many passes as Carpenter puts it to the slot, and Derek Plant makes a great defensive play. And that's a lesson in the playoffs. You never give up on a play. You never stop skating, because everything you do in the playoffs is so much more important than the regular season. It means much more.
Face off just outside the Buffalo line, controlled by Dave Hannon, who leaves it for Muni. A turnover forces Hasek to come out and try to cover up. Rob Ray backs him up and leaves it out at center. Puck is cleared in by Smith. Here's Bodger from the left side of the Buffalo net to May. Tips it out, and Smith tries again with Randy Wood. Plenty of hitting here in the first period. We have played over 6 minutes, no score. Hasek sweeping it along to the far corner. Bill Guerin, number 12 for New Jersey, joins Valerie Zelapukin. Squeezes through that tight jam, leaves it for Abilene to the left point. Zelapukin comes back with that slap shot blocked by Muni. Left into the corner for Brad May. As they do some hitting along the boards. Picked up by Guerin off the blocking pad of Hasek. And I think that got him by surprise as Rob Ray gets another hit, this time from Valerie Zelapukin. No score here in the first period. Hasek setting it up for Muni. Taking a look. Finding it open, Brad May at the left wing. Out at center now is Wayne Presley. And the puck is turned over. Here's Paluso with a slap shot save. Hasek, and he will cover up. And now some pushing and shoving erupts to the left side of the Buffalo net as Hasek was forced to stop that play.
But the Devils are most dangerous in the neutral zone. This is what they feast on. The Sabres get caught in a line change. There's a turnover in the neutral zone, and Hasek has to make a great save. Watch Dominic Hasek as he's almost moving across to his right, and he stops the puck with the left goal pad and then holds on as he again controls the rebound. That has been one of the reasons for his success this year, his ability to cradle rebounds, to fall on the loose pucks.
1.95 goals against average in the regular season for Dominic Hasek. First goaltender in 20 years to have a goals against average below 2. As Presley leaves it back in front of the Buffalo net. Bouncing puck. Boucher gets it out, however, Paluso intercepts and returns it along the inboards. Randy McKay, number 21, working with Paluso. Plenty of penalty minutes between the two. Presley skates down the right wing and leaves it into the corner. Jason Daub pulling his first shift of the hockey game, working with Dave Hannon and Presley. Puck is picked up by Bobby Holik, and McKay gets a hit from Moeller. Backed up by Presley, and the Sabres are caught for offsides. 12 minutes and 45 seconds left to play here in this first period. No score.
Well, Jason Daub sure is breathing a sigh of relief as his first NHL playoff shift has been completed, and your heart just pounds. You're so nervous, so full of anxiety. Once you get the first shift, then you start to settle down and you get into a rhythm. But it's very nerve-wracking for a youngster to step on the ice in a Stanley Cup playoff game and play for the first time.
The electronic scoreboard here at the arena trying to get the fans behind the Devils team. Urging to make some noise. They also have their white towels, which they wave on occasion. Beautiful spring day here in New Jersey. While the team was coming in to the arena, there was plenty of tailgating going on and some roller hockey games. From the fans, they were expecting about 16,000. There might be a little traffic jam out there, Jim.
Now, lots of empty seats here, particularly in the end zones, as Buffalo called for icing on the faceoff back in the Sabres zone. 3 shots for Buffalo, 3 for New Jersey, and this game has been all that we expected it. It's like a chess game on ice. Both teams conservative. The Devils set up what they call a 1-2 forecheck. They send one guy in, they leave the 2 wings back near the blue line. They attempt to trap the puck and trap you up along the boards. So the Sabres, I think one of the ways you beat that is to just bounce the puck off the boards and out of the zone, or try to go rink wide hard with it.
See if the Sabres can break the plan. And again, some notes of interest before the game. Sabres changing a little bit of their plan as well as lines. Here's the old Howard Chuck from behind the New Jersey net. Lost control. Stevens pokes it along to the near side. First period action, no score. Svoboda keeping it in for the left point. Tosses it down to the corner. Howard Chuck centering it out in front. Driver leaves it back for John McLean. That's intercepted by Presley. Right to the New Jersey line. Bernie Nichols using the boards to find McLean, who works with Stephane Richer. Here's Nichols, number 9, top of the slot. Going to the net is Stevens, and he is manhandled to the ice surface, and a penalty coming up to Buffalo as Bodger and Stevens got tied up in front of the Buffalo net.
Doug Bodger had lost his stick about 30 feet in front of the net and ended up tangling with Scott Stevens. And so the Devils will try in the power play. There's Bodger and number 4, Scott Stevens, and Bodger ends up pulling him down to the ice. So the Devils will try on the power play. They were 15th overall in the NHL. They did not have a player in double digits scoring power play goals. And the Sabres, of course, with the best penalty killing in the league.
And they were perfect against the New Jersey Devils during the regular season, stopping all 10 New Jersey attempts. Richard Schmelik leading the forces.
Yes, and actually John McLean and Valerie Zelepukin lead the Devils with 8 power play goals apiece.
Dave Hannon loses the draw from the slot area. Driver slips it back to Stevens, who works the left point, but Hannon puts it right back to the Devils line. First power play attempt for New Jersey here in the first period with 11:36 remaining. No score. Shots are tied at 3 as Himmelab fires the shot across the Devils line. Driver leaves it for Stevens. Passing out to center, picked off the skates of Muni. Couldn't get it back, and Guerin brings it across the Buffalo line. Here's Muni from behind, colliding with Jim Dowd. A big surprise for New Jersey. Stevens from the left point. Back to Driver with the slap shot. Glove save! Hashing. And the Dominator is protected as Muni, Himmelab, along with Schmelik, blocked that Buffalo net.
That was not a good choice, though, by Scott Stevens. He should have shot the puck on the left side of the ice. Instead, right here, here's where he should have shot. He could have moved in. Instead, he makes the pass, and look what happens. Everyone's on the one side of the ice. No one's standing in front of the goaltender. That's a very difficult play for a forward to adjust his positioning when the puck is passed that wide. So not a good choice by Scott Stevens, and he seldom, however, makes wrong choices.
Dave Hannon leading the penalty-killing forces. 1:23 left in the call to Doug Bodger. No score here in the first period. Greg Muni remains out along with Richard Schmelik and Wayne Presley. Driver passing it along to Stevens. Top of the slot is Driver. Two combine together to get that puck closer to the Buffalo net. But they'll have to regroup out at center after Muni leaves it out. Jim Dowd passing it along nicely. Over to Valerie Zelepukin with the backhand save. Hashik, and it bounces along the netting. Oak free. And New Jersey looks to control as Hashik. Both skate blades to lock up their 2 goalposts. Stevens hassled in front by Presley, combining with Hannon across the Devils line. Here's Stevens passing it along to Bill Guerin with 48 seconds left in the penalty to Bodger, and Hashik almost went for a little trip around the net.
Well, he was on the warning track, then he ran into the wall. Hashik tried to field the puck over his shoulder and ran out of room. There's a long fly ball to deep center field. Back goes Hashik. And it's off the wall. He is so much fun to watch. So acrobatic and athletic.
Thank goodness for the protection that they have on the back of those pants up on the top.
40,
a little extra support.
42 seconds remaining in Bodger's penalty.
The face-off just outside the Buffalo line. Svoboda sends the Devils back into their own zone. 20 seconds shy of the halfway mark of this first period. No score. Adeline sending it down the left wing. Brings wide for Richer. Couldn't get it. Hashik will cover up. He could sense a flurry of Devils coming around the Buffalo net.
Exactly. He had his back to the play, and that's the smart thing to do. If he was facing up the ice, I'm sure he might have tried to keep the play going. The veteran Randy Moeller playing, at least for this particular shift, with Peter Swoboda, and it's always nice to have guys like Moeller on the ice. They were around just in the dressing room, who have been through it all before, know how to handle it.
Stephane Richer, big success against the Sabres in the regular season, 3 goals, 2 assists. He has been a thorn in the Sabres side for several years. 36 goals on the season for number 44 of New Jersey. And that face-off picked up by the Devils' McLean. And again, Hasek fielding that puck, this time with no problems, and stopping things. 17 seconds left in the call to Bodger.
Also the veteran Bernie Nichols, playing in his 70th playoff game. He says as an older guy, he's trying to help the younger players to keep emotions under control. And boy, is that the truth. You have to stay under control if you're a young guy, because you don't know how to handle it. You don't know what to expect, but a veteran does.
Early with that shot of the draw, picked up by Hasek, and again, not taking any chances. Hasek generally pretty quick at handling that puck and keeping it in play from behind, but the swarm by the Devils holds off that move by Hasek.
And again, Hannon, though, lost that draw cleanly to Nichols. The Sabres are not having much success on faceoffs in the early going of this hockey game.
Hannon chopping that draw away, sent behind the net by Moeller, cleared by Presley. The length of the ice, taking more time off the penalty to Bodger with just 5 seconds remaining. Abilene through center. Bodger comes out, hits Nichols, and Mogilny controls the puck for Buffalo. Back to Moeller. Out to center now to Derek Plant, who sends it across the Devils line. 9:35 remaining here in this first period. No score. 6-3 in shots, New Jersey, as Boucher has to rebalance himself on his skate blades. Here's Schmelik back out along with Mogilny, sending it across the Devils line, and into the corner goes Driver. He gets a hit from Daw. Plant controlling that puck, sending it across the New Jersey crease, and Claude Lemieux now will skate out for the Devils down the right wing. He gets a pretty good pop from Daw. And Mogilny sends it back to the Sabres rookie. Driver collects it and teams up with Stevens, who sends it back down into the Buffalo corner. Hasek sweeping it along to the far side. Mogilny trying to get it away from a chopping Carpenter, who will be in Mogilny's face for this series. Driver shot off the blocking glove of Hasek. Rebound, Chorsky. He got another shot on goal, this time off the stick of Hasek. Carpenter firing away. Boucher pokes it as well as Hasek into the corner. Lemieux is taken down to the ice surface. Fans want a call, but it continues over to Carpenter. Chorsky. His shot is stopped by Plant, and Boucher clears it back through center, allowing Buffalo to change up on the fly. Outskates Brad May along with Donald Audette and Dale Howardchuk. 8:21 remaining here in this first period. No score. Dominic Hasek has been tested of late. Martin Brodeur with only one real choice scoring opportunity by Buffalo when they were on the power play.
You know, it's one thing. Buffalo talks about playing patient against New Jersey. That's fine, but you can't play cautious. They have to take some chances forechecking. And so far, they haven't really in this hockey game up to this point.
Well, if it's one club that, between the two, that can take the chances, Buffalo obviously has that luxury because of the diversified talent in players like Alexander Mogilny and Dale Howardchuk and Yuri Himmelin. We'll be back as our coverage continues tonight on Fox 29.
And the Buffalo Sabres being outshot 8-3. 7:52 to go in the period. Boy, the Devils, when you watch them play, folks on the television set, you're going to see, as the Sabres move to the neutral zone, probably 5 Devils back. That's what they do. If they can't trap you at the blue line, they retreat into the neutral zone. And the Sabres, I think, are just going to have to get to the red line and shoot the puck in.
Wood leads them out. Here's Derek Plant coming across the Devils line. Stood up by Ken Danico. Niedermeyer takes control and sweeps it from the far side. Himelev's low shot found net in front of Brodeur. Top of the slot is Muniz. Slap shot blocked. Rebound finds Lemieux. Skating across the Devils line. Intercepted by Bodger. Right back into the Devils zone. Bodger passing it along to Himelov with a shot. Brodeur with a pad save. Rebound. Lemieux as he slaps it high along the glass. Jumps out to center. Schmelik waits for everybody to get on side. Sends it back in. McGillney out now with Plant, along with Randy Wood, with 7 minutes left to play into this first period. No score. Plant with the puck, and losing the edge of his skate. And it's picked up and cleared to the line. Sloboda keeping it in play. Down in the Devils' corner, taking a look for the force out in front. As it's picked up by the Devils now, and Chorsky skates down the left wing out at center. Chuck Lemire changes his forces on the fly as John McLean comes out with Stephane Richer and Bernie Nichols. A lot of scoring power between Richer and McLean for the Devils. A team that scored 306 goals during the regular season. Second to the Detroit Red Wings. Richer crossing the line. Boucher staying close to the Devils sniper, and Howard Chuck finishes that puck off. 6:13 remaining here in this first period. Game number 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. A break from McLean, face-to-face with Hasek, but lost control of the puck as he stretched out for it. Good defensive play. Randy Moeller and Boucher. As now Presley and Howard Chuck at the line with Brad May. Brodeur stops that puck, sweeps it along the glass. Howard Chuck backhands it into the corner. Jason Smith trying to take it away. Presley in to help for Buffalo now. 5:44 remaining in this first period. No scores. Howard Chuck fires that puck off the side of Bernie Nichols, and McLean clears it out. Here's Boucher just outside the Devils' line. Buffalo back on sides. There's also some movement from the bench as Donald Audette skates out now with Dave Hannon joining Brad May. Here's Buck as Peluso is hit face-to-face with May. Buck is jarred back down to the Devils' corner. Audette gets a big hit from Abilene. And Jason Smith controls the puck. Bodger intercepting out at center and sending it back across the Devils' line with 5:07 remaining here in this first period. 8-6 in shots, Devils. No scoring as Bodger backhands it into the Devils' corner. Abilene sends it along from afar, intercepted by Audette. Hit slip shot, stuck in front, but it's cleared out by the Devils. Here's Bodger back into his own zone. In pursuit of that puck is Bobby Holik. May cannot control. He actually touched it, and it'll be a 2-line pass violation against the Sabres. Our coverage continues right after this.
Wanted to show you a play. Stephane Richer has the puck. Watch what he does. He's a great skater and a stick handler. Look, he just slows down. He slows down, stops, and then Boucher makes a nice defensive play. Buffalo gain control of the puck and move it out of the zone. When you see Stephane Richer do that, he's not on his game.
We will regroup back inside the Buffalo zone. Brad Lazarowicz having a chat with Bobby Holik. Nice level shot of the Devils centerman winning the draw. Ken Danico, and now we've got a good fisticuffs going with Mike Peluso and Brad May. This is a heavyweight bout. Peluso, 238 penalty minutes for the Devils this year, and Brad May letting them fly.
Before we went to commercial, they met in the neutral zone, started to push and slash at each other, had a discussion, and as soon as a face-off was executed in the Buffalo zone, they went at each other. That was a dandy. Peluso heads immediately to the New Jersey room. 5 minutes each for fighting.
Catch his breath. He was pretty much all spent even before that fight began because of the end of the shift. A little breather in between a television timeout about 70 seconds, and Brad May will go to the Buffalo dressing room. And they're scoreless hockey game with 4:42 remaining. And the key to Buffalo's success in a series like this, Jim Lorenz, is that man, number 89, Alexander Mogilny.
Alexander Mogilny has immense talent. We saw only flashes of it. He was very inconsistent this season. He has got to come up and play strong for Buffalo in the playoffs.
32 goals and 79 points to end out the regular season campaign. At 127 last year. Chorsky sends it across the line. Change of Buffalo's game plan and his main man, Pat LaFontaine, being out.
There's the one play we talked about, the hard rink-wide pass to try to get away from that trap of the New Jersey Devils.
Here's Claude Lemieux, number 22 for the Devils, sending it across the Buffalo line. Tom Chorsky after it. Ashing, sweeping along, stopped by Stevens. But just for a brief moment, he's forced back at his own line. Lemieux sending it back in for New Jersey. 3:57 remaining here in this first period. No score. 8-6 in shots Devils as Plant sends it to his own line. Went through a couple of pair of skates while Boucher leaves it back over to the Devils line for Mogilny. Triple teamed off that puck. Good poke check by Wood. New steal. Sends it back to the Buffalo line. Bodger bumping with Delapukin, who leaves it across the Buffalo line. And the Devils changing up on the fly. We're in the latter stages of this first period. Delapukin sending it back across the Buffalo line. Hasek taking a look and setting it up for Bodger. Protected by Muni. Jim Dowd, number 11 for the Devils, hovers around the front of the Buffalo net and back out to center as Smith chops at it. Bodger along with Muni. 3:05 remaining, first period, no score. Randy Wood, Dale Howard, Chuck, and Donald Audette up front. They establish the rush just outside the Devils line, picked up by Jason Smith, poked by Howard Chuck, and now Dowd sends it back in. Getting after is it Guerin colliding with Muni. Bodger back up to Randy Wood, flicks it to his own line. Howard Chuck, shoveling style move to Donald Audette, now to Randy Wood, trying to break that defensive wall established by New Jersey. Good hitting going on in the Devils' corner. Schmelik controlling it from the right point. His wrist shot blocked. Wood uses the boards to the near side. And the loose puck is picked up by Valerie Delapukin, number 25 of the Devils. Here's Dowd with the shot off the skate of Swoboda and into the stands. Stopping the clock with 2:20 remaining in this first period. No score.
The Sabres return home for games 3 and 4 of this series this Thursday and Saturday, and the first 12,000 fans at Thursday's game receive a free Sabres Sea of White t-shirt. Tickets are on sale now at the Odd Box Office, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday at all Ticketmaster locations. Or you can charge by phone by calling Ticketmaster. Don't miss a second of the action. Get your Sabres playoff tickets now and show your support for the Sabres by wearing white to the game.
There are the Devil towels provided to the fans here for this evening's first game. Best of 7 series between these two clubs. First ever meeting in the playoffs. Funny, Kenny Bass, who is the director of information, was telling me this morning, and he said, you know, this is the first time Buffalo into the playoffs since he's been here. And he joined the Sabres in 1986. The Sabres didn't have to play a team that was keeping tradition like Boston and Montreal.
That's correct. It's the first ever meeting between New Jersey and the Sabres.
Here's Brad May, or check that, Rob Ray. He's behind the net. Schmelik keeping it in. Loose puck is picked up by the Devils. Bobby Holik leaving it for Scott Niedermayer.
You see the differences in styles. Buffalo is more apt to pursue the puck, whereas the Devils, when the puck's in the Buffalo zone, just back off. And now we have Rob Ray and Danico going at each other, and McLean gets involved.
Some pretty good pushing and shoving. As those two, Rob Ray and Ken Danico.
Well, that's who you pick on. You pick on Peluso, Danico, who has a short temper, and Claude Lemieux, who is apt to take a bad penalty. And we have penalties coming up, coincidental penalties to Ray and Danico. Danico has had some shoulder problems. There they are in front of the net with high sticks, and watch Rob Ray knock Danico flying. Danico trying to come back from a shoulder injury, missed the last 6 games of the season. Only John McLean has played more games in a New Jersey uniform than Ken Danico.
We're going to play 4-on-4 here for the first time in this game. 1:38 remaining in the first period. Randy Moeller, we mentioned earlier in tonight's coverage, 71 playoff games coming into this evening's first run against the Devils.
Here's an interesting matchup now. Derek Plant and Mogilny go on the ice for Buffalo. And Jacques Lemaire counters with his checkers. He has John McLean, who's a pretty good... Well, McLean now goes to the bench. So that means it's Chorsky and Carpenter. So rather than going with the offense against offense, Lemaire concedes to Buffalo. And this is where the Sabres have an advantage. The Devils are dreadfully worried about Mogilny and Howard Chuck. And so that's where John Muckler knows that. He has the advantage, and the Devils have to counter with their checkers. Whereas I don't think John Muckler's really that concerned about who he matches up with.
You have Derek Plant out there, 21 goals on the season. Again, Alexander Mogilny with 32. Randy Moller with a shot just off the stick of Brodeur. Bodger holds in from the left point. Brodeur with the glove save. And the loose puck picked up by Driver. But he gets hassled right at his own line. A little help from Chorsky. Bodger fielding the puck back to the ice surface from the top of the slot. Here's Mogilny following in. Nice feather pass over to Plant. He's double teamed while Moller pinches in this 4-on-4. First period action. The closing minutes, no score. Chorsky brings it out for the Devils. Moves a check from Randy Moller. Bodger bats it back at his own line. Stevens sends it to the near side. Bruce Driver. Stolen by Mogilny. Off angle and off balance. Got that shot away from Brodeur. 52 seconds remaining in this first period. Here's Mogilny. On a dipsy doodle from Stevens. And Carpenter collects the puck. And we're going to have a penalty coming up against the Devils. A tripping call on Bruce Driver.
Well, that was a great shift by Derek Plant and Alexander Mogilny. That was hard work, and it results in Scott Stevens taking a penalty on Plant in front of the net.
I beg your pardon, I'd called Bruce Driver, but it is Stevens going to the penalty box.
Here's the play as well, it happened back in front of the New Jersey net a while before that particular incident. So Buffalo with a 4-on-3 with 44.7 seconds remaining here in the opening period. Todd Simon is going to draw his first shift, and I think this is wise. He's out there to win the faceoff. You have a glorious opportunity to score here at the close of the period.
His first Stanley Cup playoff game, number 17, Todd Simon for Buffalo.
Todd Simon and a dead up front with Bodger and Howard Chuck on the points. And Bernie Nichols to take the draw for New Jersey.
Simon leaving the draw. Bodger comes in to help. Here's Howard Chuck from the right point into the corner for Simon. 38 seconds left to play into this scoreless first period as Howard Chuck takes a look down at the top of the slot. Back over to Donald Audette. This power play set up for Buffalo. Audette with 16 power play goals during the regular season. Simon back over to Audette. Takes it from the boards. Back over to the right point. Howard Chuck to Simon as he let it go off the blade of his stick. And Brodeur was right there. There's Howard Chuck from the right point with a shot. Brodeur with a save. He stretches out. Score for Buffalo. It snuck through and Todd Simon earns his first NHL goal. Well, wouldn't you know it, during the Stanley Cup.
This is what I've been talking about. You have to score on the power play. The Sabres do what they have to do. And who will get the goal? Howard Chuck shot it. Todd Simon was banging away at it. He will get credit for the goal. And the Sabres lead 1-0 with 10.6 seconds to go in the period. Brodeur thought he had the puck smothered, but Simon would not be denied. He scores his first playoff goal, and the Sabres take the lead.
How about that for rookie Todd Simon, whose last point was back on March 12th.
And it started with Simon winning the faceoff.
First of the playoffs, first of his career. And the Sabres will take a 1-0 lead to their dressing room. Power play goal by Todd Simon, who is protected by that plastic shield down below because of the 5 broken teeth that he got while the errant puck found its way into the Buffalo bench in Quebec. But the pain subsides as he celebrates with his teammates, going to the dressing room with a 1-0 lead. Coming up in our first period, the McDonald's Extra Value Minute tonight featuring Jim Lorenz with the Sabres general manager and head coach John Muckler. First period scoring summary and an update of the games that were played this afternoon and first period highlights. We'll be back. Himself back up on his skate blade. Shot went wide by New Jersey in Danico. Stevens stretching at the Buffalo line. Schmelik poking it back. Driver does the same. Here's Plant getting it back out for the Sabres. Bob Ray in pursuit of Bruce Driver now as he shoots the puck in along the near boards. Nichols sending it back over to Stevens. Nice pass to Richer with the shot. Hasek with the big save and covers up.
And the Devils coming out much more aggressive here in the first shift of the second period. Stéphane Richer letting a quick shot go, but Hasek again knew it was coming and makes a solid save. And folks, again, no rebound. These are very difficult shots for a goalie to control. And look at that. That puck just does not move away from Dominik Hasek.
37 save performance on Tuesday night at Madison Square Garden for Dominik Hasek. The Sabres losing effort to the Rangers as he limbers up in the opening minute of this second period.
Craig Muni rode over with him tonight. Asked, "Are you nervous?" He said, "Oh yeah." He says, "I'm very nervous." And there's one shift though, he says, "I'm going to feel okay." So no matter how many years you've been in this league, how many playoff games, that nervousness is always there.
John Muckler emphasized in that interview that you had with him, Jim, after the first period, these players are scared to death.
Well, you have to be
great mode to be in.
You have to be afraid to lose. Coaches always talk about fear. Players, you hear that also. You have to be afraid.
This is John Gertler along with Jim Loren. The Buffalo Sabres and New Jersey Devils. We welcome our viewers from TSN here in the opening minutes of this second period. Buffalo with a 1-0 lead. A goal scored in the closing seconds of the first period. The Sabres working on a 4-on-3 advantage. Todd Simon scoring his first of the playoffs from Dale Hawerchuk. This is Craig Muni now to Donald Audette down the right wing for Hawerchuk, held up at the Jersey line. Zelepukin's play intercepted by Audette, but taking that slap shot, and the puck just ricocheting off the stick of Niedermeyer as Buffalo looks to get something going down in the Devils' zone. Bill Guerin couldn't control it. Hawerchuk sends it back in. Zelepukin bats it as well, and Guerin, along with Zelepukin, go to the Buffalo line. There's Randy Moeller and Brad May provide a little physical activity for the Sabres in these opening minutes.
The referees, what game are they doing? The puck went into the crowd 15 seconds ago, and everyone stood there wondering where the puck was. So the face-off will be outside the New Jersey line. The Devils attempted to shoot it in off the glass, and it went into the crowd, or into the Devils bench, or the end of the bench.
Well, the Prairie losing sight of it, and a couple of seconds slipping by before the whistle.
Boy, John Muckler has been true to his word, hasn't he? We have seen numerous line combinations for Buffalo. Now they have Randy Wood, Brad May, and Rob Ray on the ice. Bernie Nichols, Richer, and John McLean for the Devils. The Devils did not skate well in the opening 20 minutes. They talk about conservative. They were downright conservative and tentative.
Rob Ray out there disturbing things, covering number 44 for the Devils, Stéphane Richer, as the Devils get back on sides, allowing Randy Moeller to skate out of his zone. An excellent defensive play in the first period by Randy Moeller, holding off a breakaway attempt by John McLean. Abilene out of his zone now on the help from Jason Smith, but a two-line pass violation against New Jersey as they look to open things up here in the second period. But hell, our coverage continues tonight from New Jersey right after this timeout. 16,000 tickets were sold for this game number one with the New Jersey Devils and Buffalo Sabres in the Byrd Arena. Fans are enjoying the activity, especially on some of the timeouts with the electronic scoreboard as well as the video enhancements here.
Out of the screen is Dave Hannon. As soon as the puck's dropped, he's going to jump on the Buffalo bench and be replaced by Brad May. So the line
face-off formation here.
And the line juggling continues.
Moline sending it out through center on the skate blade and down into the Buffalo corner. Hashing sweeping along to the near side. Schmelik is hit, but jars the puck to the top of the slot. Peluso leaving it for Randy McKay. Back behind to Bobby Holik, who is checked by Schmelik. Poking that puck away. Randy McKay comes in for the Devils. All over him is Peter Svoboda. 1-0 Buffalo here in the second period. Peluso shot high along the glass and into the corner. And McKay gets checked by Svoboda again. Loose puck, Peluso in front. Good defensive play by Buffalo as Svoboda fed Rod Ray. working with Brad May. There's a tough duel for you for Buffalo. As Holik now controls inside his own zone and out through center. He just pops it across the glass and into the crowd. 16:34 remaining in this second period. 1-0 Buffalo on the goal by Todd Simon.
Bobby Holik, great skills. His dad was a great Czechoslovakian player who holds a goal record for a Czechoslovakian league. His uncle also was a top scorer in Czechoslovakian history.
There's some
a great bloodline
going on
from Bobby Holik. Who cares about the Rangers? We're talking the Devils and the Sabres. These people are in the wrong building. Tell them to go to Madison Square Garden.
I wonder how many were at Madison Square Garden this afternoon and just came across the Hudson River to watch this game this evening. Double scoop. Stanley Cup hockey as Hannon sends it across the line behind the Devils net. Here's Scott Stevens. This season, the league high plus 53. Bernie Nichols taking the slap shot in Buffalo territory. Bodger hanging on and sending it back to Dale Howard-Chuck. 3-on-2 set up for Buffalo. Driver poking that, but it's fielded by Presley to the ice surface into the corner to Dave Hannon. Stevens intercepting that puck intended for Presley. Howard-Chuck couldn't control. Muni backs up at the point. Picked up by Richer. He thought he had an open ice rush, but lost control of it. Driver tries to do just that. Let's go back forward along to the far side. John McClain now to Bernie Nichols. Buffalo with a 1-0 lead here in the second period as Nichols is hooked down to the ice surface. Richer sends it across rink wide. Presley striding through center along with Yuri Himolev. And Muni as Himolev goes crashing to the ice surface with Stevens. Here's Claude Lemieux. Passing it along to Bobby Carpenter as Lemieux's shot goes straight on the Buffalo net and Heshik will cover up. That's Claude Lemieux. Fired a hard wrist shot on the Buffalo netminder.
Now the Sabres will allow the Devils to shoot from there all evening. Claude Lemieux traded to New Jersey from Montreal from Sylvain Turgeon. Here's a breakout play by the Devils, and it was a good one as Carpenter feeds it off to Lemieux. And really, this is what you want to do with a forward. Just let him shoot from there all evening. Buffalo did a good job at the blue line of staying tight against the attacking forward. And an easy save for Dominic Hasek.
Face off left side of the Sabres net. Danico's shot blocked into traffic. Rebound trickles over to Moeller, who finds an open Alexander Mogilny. He lost control. Niedermeyer keeping it in before Boucher gets it back into the Devils zone. Danico using the glass, tipping it up to Chorsky. Couldn't control. Mogilny tried to pass it over to Flynn, and finally the puck is cleared into Buffalo territory with Randy Moeller taking a look. In the pursuit of Lemieux. Moeller's pass perfect up the left wing to Brad May. Whirls free from Danico. Niedermeyer's backhand stopped off the skate blade of Howard-Chuck. And Carpenter sends Chorsky in from the left side. Hasek sweeping it. Over to Svoboda. Arrives with Brad May after he's hit by Claude Lemieux. Howard-Chuck providing some relief. And here's Boucher from behind. 14:29 left to play to this second period. 1-0 Buffalo. Todd Simon on the power play at 19:49 of the first period from Dale Howard-Chuck. Boucher along with Svoboda combined in their own zone. Mogilny just off the puck by Guerin, who now controls from behind Dominic Hasek. He's puck into the near corner. Zelebukin looking it as well as Guerin. We have played 6 minutes of this second period, and New Jersey get something here, but in the form of what? Because Buffalo's got a break here on a turnover with Mogilny and May. There's a backhand stop by Brodeur, and he holds it strong right at the Devils' goal line as Brad May powered his way into the net. We'll be back.
Alexander Mogilny pursuing the puck into the Devils' zone. Now he has a player in front of the net. Makes a nice play and almost beats Brodeur. Boy, another example of a goaltender. Watch the goalie. Keep your stick on the ice, kids. If Brodeur lifts his stick up, this puck's in the net.
Just a half an inch from going across that New Jersey goal line.
That play was a result, though, of a great shot block by Brad May in the Buffalo zone.
Brodeur's father, Dennis, a photographer up in Montreal, the official photographer for the Montreal Canadiens, also played gold himself. And John Muckler was his teammate way back when. Brad May's backhand over to Randy Wood, now working with Rob Ray. Stevens standing up Wood, jarring his stick and his gloves. And Stevens will now control from behind Brodeur. 1-0 Sabres here in the second period. Todd Simon, the goal scorer. As Hashik tips it over to Ray. Ole kicks it back into the corner. Schmeling scoots it over for Moeller. Nice pass up to Randy Wood. Sended for Brad May. Now Stevens gets it back to Peluso, leading across the line with Randy McKay. And McKay is hit hard by Rob Ray. Puck jars back as Driver sends it from the right side. Rebound. Ole. Peluso powering that puck back into the corner. Brad May checking while Schmeling passes it back over to Randy Moeller. Rink wide. Sended for Brad May. Cleaning up now is Rob Ray, sending it across the New Jersey line while the Sabres change up on the fly here in the second period. Stevens with an open lane down the left wing through center and crossing the Buffalo line. He's pulled down. Fans want a call, but just got wrapped up into Craig Muni's stick. Here's Muni. Stolen by Richer. Lane checked by Bodger. Holds strong and controls that puck from the right side of the Buffalo. And Stevens shot. Blocked in front by Howard Chuck and Hashik. And a penalty coming up against Buffalo as Bernie Nichols goes flying.
Well, Dale Howard-Chuck is telling Bill McCurry, hey, I just pushed him. I didn't trip him. And a Devils power play coming up after some poor play by the Sabres in their own zone. That hasn't happened too often this evening, but the Devils got a good forecheck going and some pressure on Dominic Hasek. Watch at the top of the screen, top left-hand part of the screen. Howard-Chuck gets a penalty, but the Devil forward went over the stick of Hasek, or in any event, Bill McCurry sends Howard-Chuck to the box, and the Devils with a chance to tie it with 12:14 to go in the second period. 1-0 Buffalo.
Second power play attempt for New Jersey. Bernie Nichols is out with John McClain along with Stefan Richer. Abilene for the top of the slot, working with Niedermeyer. As Richer tips it along the boards for Nichols, checked by Muni. Bodger sends it along to the far side, picked up by Wayne Presley. Short-handed expert for the Sabres, top of the slot too. They've hit him with a shot, went wide, and Muni retrieves back out to center ice. Wayne Presley, most goals short-handed during one playoff year, 3. That established back in 1989 while he was playing with the Chicago Blackhawks. All scored in their series against the Detroit Red Wings. Keep your eye on number 18 is Richer. Backhands it wide. McClain to Abilene. Along the end boards for Nichols. Covered by Moeller as Schmeling tips it far. 1:08 left in the penalty to Dale Howard-Chuck. There's Abilene from the slot down to the left point. Niedermeyer shot in front. Poke free. Nichols tries to stop it into close range. McClain shot went wide. As I think Hasek got a piece of that one with his pass. Abilene passing it along to Niedermeyer. Firing it from the top of the slot. Blocked by Randy Wood as he pursues that puck to the New Jersey line. Randy Moeller follows in. The Sabres are caught for offside, but an excellent job by Buffalo's penalty-killing crew. 43 seconds left in the call to Dale Howard-Chuck.
And the Devils with some chances, and Dominic Hasek. But the Buffalo goaltender, again, has awareness of where the puck is. Here's a great save on Nichols. And the Devils get another opportunity. I think that puck might have been blocked off the stick of Randy Wood, but you can see Hasek always in position to make the save.
Face off just outside the Devils' line. Dowd looking to control while Hannon pokes it. Bill Guerin now leaves it for Stevens. 30 seconds left in the penalty to Dale Howard-Chuck. Second period action, 10:40 remaining. From the corner is Driver. Pass intercepted by Presley. He twirls in and out of the Devils zone with Dave Hannon, forcing the Devils to set it up again. Stevens right wing pass over to Driver as he comes across the Buffalo line with 10 seconds left in the penalty to Howard-Chuck. 1-0 Buffalo. Todd Simon, the goal scorer. Top of the slot. Zelebukin back over to Stevens. His slap shot blocked by Hannon. Rebound is collected into the corner. Here's Jarrett from the left point. Buffalo back to full strength as Howard-Chuck joins the forces down in his own zone. Presley clears through center and back down into the Devils' corner. An icing call coming up against Buffalo. 9 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. Second period. 1-0 Sabres. Dominic Hasek with his first official start. Stanley Cup action. As Imanev passes it along to Derek Plant. Rink wide for a skating Boucher. He holds up on the New Jersey line. Ken Danico teams up with Scott Niedermayer. Gorski lets it go through center and down into the Buffalo corner. Icing has been waved off. 9:33 remaining here in this second period. Todd Simon scoring the goal for Buffalo. Closing seconds of period number 1 on the power play. Dale Howard-Chuck with the assist. Bouncing puck to the left side of the Devils' net. Danico high along the boards. Schmelik couldn't control it.
The Devils' defense give the puck away a lot, and Sabres haven't been able to get it in there that much, but I'm unimpressed with the way the Devils have played in their own zone.
Here's Niedermayer from the slot inside Buffalo territory. Boucher backhanding it into the corner for Brad May. Get off the puck by Holik. That's picked up by Holik again and over the glass and into the crowd. Bobby Holik along with Tom Chorsky, two of the stronger players tonight for the Devils. Let's go back to that answer.
The Delia Car Corporation trivia quiz. When was the last time Buffalo faced a team other than Montreal, Boston, or Quebec in the playoffs? The North Stars back in 1981. Faceoff coming up to the right of Dominic Hasek. 8:54 to play in this chess game here at the Brendan Byrne Arena. Very deliberate. Watch when Buffalo move the puck out of their own zone, how much time they take. That's because they're not being forced. The Devils, again, will send one forechecker, draw the wingers back, and hope for a turnover.
Problems with control for Smith. Rebound. Riche. He went wide from the Sabres' Dominic Hasek, while Dale Howard-Chuck, Brad May, and Donald Audette come across the Devils' line. Brodeur with a pad save. Rebound. Bowler. From the right point is Audette. Checked by Abilene, managing to get the puck out in front. Bernie Nichols is there. Clears it down the left wing. Verta waiting. Riche. With some stick handling. Moeller staying close. As Hasek leads to the far to Howard-Chuck. Smith pinching in for the Devils. May could not control. Here's a backhand by Smith to McLean. A sneaking Riche. No connection made while Smith captures from the right point. 8:10 remaining second period. 1-0 Buffalo. With wide, and Hasek comes out to cover up. Stopping yet another second period attempt by New Jersey.
And the Devils are going to get a power play as Richard Schmelik is going for interference. So with 8:06 to go, the Devils again with a chance to tie this hockey game. Or I beg your pardon. Yes, it is Schmelik. Moeller was skating that way also, but it will be Richard Schmelik.
So the Sabres, who now stand 12 for 12 in penalty-killing situation against the Devils, regular season included. The Sabres press into action again under the direction of Dave Hannon and Wayne Presley. Hannon with 8 shorthanded points during the regular season. 3 goals and 5 assists, while his line mate, Wayne Presley, scored 5 shorthanded goals.
Craig Muni, a veteran, wasting some time, going to the Buffalo bench for a new stick. He just wants to settle his club down. A rookie wouldn't do that. But that's what you must do. You try to take every advantage during a playoff game. If you need a minute breather or extra time, or your goaltender's been under a lot of pressure, you do things like that. Or a goaltender maybe will pull a strap loose. Anything to slow down the momentum of the opposition.
Scott Stevens works the left point, lower right-hand portion of your screen, wearing number 4 and controlling the puck for the Devils. Intercepted by Dave Hannon, backhanding it along to Presley. Taking time off that penalty to Richard Schmelik here in the second period. Buffalo holding on to the 1-0 lead. A power play goal in the first period by Todd Simon. Here's Driver stretching from the left wing. Picked up by Muni, was hit hard by Guerin from behind, but Presley dabbles into the Devils' zone. that puck back out. Center ice. Off the side of Stevens. Now Dowd sends it across the Sabres line. Bodger hit hard by Zelepukin, and Bodger goes face first to the ice surface. Back up on his skates, however, is Hannon hit by Garrett. And the Devils starting to open up with some heavy hitting. Zelepukin capturing the puck. As Buffalo's penalty killers are changing up on the fly. Randy Wood out there along with Randy Moller, Yuri Himalev, and Peter Svoboda. 40. Sure, check that. 59 seconds left in the penalty to Richard Schmeling.
The Buffalo
held on.
The Buffalo Sabres have limited New Jersey to 15 shots on goal. Billy Guerin is a hard-working New Jersey forward, and he really ran Doug Bodger into the glass in the Buffalo corner. But the important part is, see, this is what a defenseman faces. A Bodger knows he's going to get pounded. He was able to prepare for it. He made the soft pass back to Muni, and the Sabres cleared the zone. So Bodger, even though that looked bad, did exactly what he had to do to get the puck out of his zone.
And the Price, draw one by the Devils. Top of the slot is Niedermeyer, and here's Richer working around left side of the Sabres net. McLean's shot just went wide. Rebound Richer from the corner. Niedermeyer and Stevens station themselves from the slot area as Richer's shot blocked by Hasek. 15th shot on goal by the Devils. Down 1-0. McLean tries from the other side, and it glazed the goalpost. Rebound. Stevens fires it. Glove saved by the Dominator. And a little pushing and shoving after Hasek was hit in the face. Richer and Moller get lined up together.
Well, it was accidental by Richer, and Dominic overreacted trying to draw a penalty. And of course, that got Moller all upset. Now, the Sabres may end up taking a penalty here, and that's what you don't want.
Roughing call assessed under Randy Moller. 31 seconds left in the penalty to Richard Schmeling. And the test through now to Buffalo. The two-man advantage coming up.
Dominic Hasek you can't do that in this situation, though. And Hasek, all he did was get his defenseman Randy Moller all upset. Now watch in front as Richer just sort of taps Hasek in the helmet, and down he goes. And now Moller got all wound up and ended up taking a penalty.
Hasek must have been watching too many Billy Smith videos.
Well, you just can't overreact like that in that situation. In another situation, maybe. But that's a tough call, nevertheless, on Buffalo. And 5-on-3 with 31 seconds remaining in Schmelik's penalty, and Moller now in the box. So the most important part of the hockey game right here was 6:37 left in the second period.
Buffalo with their huddle, led by Dave Hannon, Craig Muni, and Doug Bodger, as Hasek puts himself into position. Outside the left portion of your screen. From the draw, Nichols slips it to Niedermeyer. In pursuit of that puck is Dave Hannon. Richer. Out of the left point, Stevens with the slap shot, faking it. Nichols tries to clean up, pushes it back behind the Buffalo net. Two-man advantage for the Devils. Down 1-0. Perfect opportunity to tie this game. Niedermeyer shot, rebound, tipped to the left side by McLean. Niedermeyer captures from the corner. Bodger intercepts and clears back down into the Devils' territory, and Richard Schmeling is just about ready to step out of the ice, and he does. Rink wide skate over to the Buffalo bench as Presley joins the penalty-killing forces. 1:30 left in the call to Randy Moller. Nichols over to Richer. Poked by Muni, and a big hit by Himalev on Richer. A patented elbow by Yuri Himalev, and Richer and Himalev talk to each other all the way through center as the Devils bring it back out. Stevens rink wide. Right into Buffalo territory, setting up the power play, of which 55 seconds remain in the call to Randy Moller. 1-0 Buffalo. Second period action is Himalev. It's hit by McLean, and that puck is cleared. Both benches changing up on the fly here. Boucher comes out along with Schmeling and Dave Hannon. Niedermeyer along with Driver back through center. He's stopped by Boucher, then captures the puck again from the Buffalo corner. Zelepukin into action. Out of the slot over to Everly with a shot. Rebound from Hasek, save. Zelapukin back to Abilene. Here's Lemieux, slip shot, save. Hasek another save, and Wood backhands it out. 13 seconds left, and the penalty to Randy Moeller. 20 shots on goal for New Jersey in this second period flurry. Just about ready to kill off the two-man advantage, and they've done it. Speaking for Buffalo, holding on to the 1-0 lead, and Alexander Mogilny goes to work down the left wing with Dale Howard-Chuck. Big crisscross into the Devils' zone. Mogilny trying to get himself into position. Off the stick and down, clears it out with the backhand. Muni is there, colliding with Zelapukin. Alexander Mogilny's pursuit of that puck jars. Driver off, rebound. Howard-Chuck just off the shoulder of Brodeur. Down, captured from behind up the pursuit of Daw. Lemieux tries to the near side, and is skating Chersky, hit hard by Muni. Excellent hitting tonight by Buffalo, with 4 minutes remaining in this second period. Driver and Daw from afar into the Devils' zone as they collide along the end boards. Daw trying to scoot along, but he covers it up after he was tossed to the ice by Driver. Will be down.
Let's watch Dominic Hasek perform his magic. First a screen shot. And the Devils with another opportunity. And Hasek again will end up making 2 saves. There's the first one, and then again on the rebound. Look at the positioning that he has. The awareness of where the puck is. Just spectacular display again by Hasek. 1-0 Buffalo. The Sabres, I have the feeling that this game will not end 1-0. In this situation, boy, you've got to put another one on the board.
21-16 in shots, New Jersey, and they've been red hot. No pun intended here in this second half of the second period. Mogilny, his job in his own zone, along with Randy Moeller. He sends it over to Peter Svoboda. Eric Plan is out with Mogilny, along with Yuri Himalev. There's Ken Danico. Scott Stevens. They combine together in the Jersey zone to get it out to an open Tom Chersky. This right wing pass to Claude Lemieux with a shot that's blocked by Moeller. Rebound, Carpenter couldn't get the blade of his stick back out on the ice to fire it. And Plant sends it back to the line. Stevens had it chopped by Mogilny. As Mogilny looks to steal that puck. 2:48 remaining here in the second period. 1-0 Sabres. Todd Simon the goal scorer tonight. Here's Mogilny. Nice move by number 89. Bodger takes the shot. Brodeur with a save and the rebound. Picked up by Bernie Nicholls. As Stevens shoots it just outside the Sabres line. Good combination in that recent scoring attempt by Buffalo. As Muni goes rink wide to an open Wayne Presley. Now skating with Dale Howard-Chuck and Randy Wood. Here's Smith getting checked by Howard-Chuck from the Devils' corner. Tries it again. Back behind the net, Brodeur trying to capture that bouncing puck, and it bounces again to the near side with Presley colliding with Nicholls. Getting it out and up to John McLean, who works with Richer with 1:57 remaining in this second period. Sabres with a 1-0 lead. That goal coming back in the closing seconds of the first period, while Buffalo worked with a 4-on-3 advantage. Driver getting it out. Bernie Nicholls collecting it along with Richer right to the Buffalo line. Schmelik couldn't poke it away from the Devils' 36 goal scorer. Lane tries it from the outside, and Hasek locks it up. Right between his pads, a low, hard shot off angle by John McLean.
One thing the Devils have tried to do, and they have been successful here in the second, is get more shots on goal. I'm sure Jacques Lemaire wasn't happy with their effort in the first period. But that was a bad angle shot that Hasek cradled in his stomach. Held on again for the face-off. Dominic Hasek, sure enjoyed the interview I did with him in New York. A very intelligent guy. He speaks 4 different languages. Carries a big English grammar book with him on the road to study English. He's a history teacher, or could teach history in the Czech Republic. Very interesting individual. Began playing goal 3 years old.
He's playing a spectacular self this evening here in New Jersey. Donald Audette and Brad May just outside the Devils line. Abilene Sending it back in. As Schmelik and McKay collide along the end boards. Here's May and Peluso meeting each other since their fisticuffs in the first period as Dave Hannon comes across the line with Donald Audette, but the Sabres are caught for offside. Jim, we had talked to many of the members of the New Jersey media about what the game plan was going to be for the Devils, and they had mentioned that the Devils were going to try to crowd the Buffalo net, but so far the Buffalo defense has not allowed the Devils to do any work there.
No, they've done a good job in front of their goaltender, and when you have guys like McKay on your team and Peluso, big tough guys, that's part of their game plan, to crash the front of the net. But we haven't seen too much of that by the Devils so far. 1:06 to play here in the second period. A very important shift coming up here for both teams. The Sabres, of course, will take a defensive posture here, and the Devils will try to tie the game.
1 minute remaining in the second period. The puck going over the glass and into the crowd. They just got a shot of the Buffalo bench and the focus that they have, and some of the jostling now going out on the ice with Donald Audette and Valerie Zelepukin. Nothing a rush from that as Donald Audette had a good regular season campaign this year with 29 goals.
And he sure did. His best in the NHL with 31 goals. But Audette also scored well on the power play, and that has been his real value to this team. Great power play guy. And he's a tough little player. He's always got his stick up or elbows you if you go to check him. And that's something I think Derek Plant has to do a little more.
From the draw, Buffalo gets it across the Devils line and into the corner with 53 seconds remaining in this second period. Protecting the 1-0 lead. Off the goal by Todd Simon. Brad May as it's poked by Niedermeyer, left for Bill Guerin. Passing it along to Abilene as he now part of the play to the Buffalo line with Valerie Zelepukin. They're caught for offside. Dave Hannon going with Bill Guerin out at center ice as Ron Finn tries to separate the two, and he's successful in doing just that.
That was a good play by the Buffalo defense. It was a 2-on-2 break, and they played it perfectly. The Devils crisscrossed at the blue line, and the Sabre defense just held their position, and that forced New Jersey to go offside. So you never, on the attack, when the attack is even, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, as the players are having some real conversations near that New Jersey bench. But when you're 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, you never want to allow those forwards or the opposition to gain your blue line easily. Either try to throw them offside, try to make them execute a bad pass, do anything, but don't let them skate the puck into the zone and get good possession.
So we'll regroup just outside the Buffalo line. Derek Plant along with Alexander Mogilny and Yuri Himalev. The line up front, Roger and Muni back on defense. 22-17 in shots, New Jersey. Buffalo, a 1-0 lead at the power play goal by Todd Simon as Alexander Mogilny is leveled by Lemieux right at his own line, well behind the play. Carpenter across and it's batted back out. Mogilny lets it go for Derek Plant. 17 seconds remaining in this second period. Plant hit by Stevens. Here's Mogilny trying to center it out in front. Himmelman back to Plant. A pet save by Brodeur. Rebound Plant. Work back to the right point. Muni sends it in along the boards. He only tried to break free, but Brodeur came right in there to catch it with just 2 seconds flat left here in the second period.
See if the Buffalo Sabres pull their goaltender for this face-off. There's time to score a goal. I don't think the Devils have time to shoot it down the ice into the Buffalo net. Hasek looking towards John Muckler, but I don't think the Buffalo coach will leave Hasek where he is. So Derek Plant will take this face-off against Bernie Nichols. And Boucher is on the ice. That's the guy at the bottom left of the screen. That's the player the Sabres want to get the puck to.
We'll watch this draw here. It's won by New Jersey, and the second period ends with Buffalo taking their 1-0 lead back to the dressing room. Shots on goal, 22-18 for the two-period total. And Doug Bodger along with Dominic Hasek made some great saves. Second period. Head to the dressing room here at the Brendan Byrne Arena. Coming up in our second period, Jim Lorenz will be talking with Dale Howard-Chuck, a player that collected 35 goals and 86 points in the regular season. Second period scoring summary and the highlight zone. We'll be back as our coverage continues tonight on Fox 29.
That concludes the Jim Doyle Ford Power Play period. To enter, send a postcard to 951 Whitehaven Road, Grand Island, New York, 14072. Enter as often as you wish. No purchase necessary.
Welcome back to East Rutherford, New Jersey. Here in intermission, we're joined by centerman Dale Hawerchuk, who tonight is playing his 60th NHL playoff game. As you look back over the years, Dale, do you still get as nervous before the games or before these series as you used to?
Well, I think so. No question. I think all players get a little excited, more excited about the playoffs. I think it's been a long year, and when you do get the chance and the opportunity to play in the playoffs, I think it's every player's dream to have that opportunity.
I've mentioned from time to time over the years that playoffs are different. There's a different atmosphere, but things seem to be done quicker. Players have to respond a little bit quicker than they do in the regular season. Talk about that.
Well, I think, as much as it happens with your own team, the other teams get excited as well, and the level of play definitely comes up in the playoffs, and everybody notices that. But I think playoff hockey is the most exciting hockey that there is to offer in the game right now, and I think the players enjoy it and the fans enjoy it, and everybody gets excited about it.
Do you change? Does your character change during the playoffs? I know back when I was playing, I didn't want anyone to talk to me during the day. I was a different person than I was during the regular season. What about you?
I think at times you get like that. Myself, I try to keep myself relaxed and enjoy it, have fun with it, and when I hit the ice, I'm all business, and I think I've had pretty decent playoffs in the past, and my goal is to win a cup, and I know I haven't got a heck of a lot of years left, but I know I have a few, and to me, I feel the race is as wide open as ever, and definitely when I hit the ice, I'm all business.
You had just a great playoffs last season. I thought you were the best player on the ice for either team in both series. You used that to work off of for this year. Do you put added pressure on yourself now that you accomplished what you did this year?
Well, I think, there's probably a few things involved. Like I said earlier, I know I've got a few more shots at the cup, and I really think it's an opportunity for anybody to go out and grab it, and that just alone gets me excited. I definitely want to be able to carry that cup at least once around the rink.
The first team you have to get by is New Jersey. What do you feel that you have to do to beat them?
They're pretty similar to us. They're a patient hockey club, good goaltending, and they've got good size. I think we just got to be patient with them. We can't worry if we get down one. We can't try and come back in the next 2 or 3 shifts. We got to be patient and hang in there. We should get the saves from Dominic, and sooner or later we're going to get our good opportunities, and we're going to score goals. You're
going to get extra attention. They're already talking about that in the papers, putting checkers against you. That's nothing new to you. But I guess that's patience is something that you have to practice especially.
When you're being checked, you have to be patient, no question. I think, and you have to be good defensively. You can't let checkers outscore you, or else that gives the other team momentum. So you have to be good in both ends of the rink, and sometimes you have to wait for your power play opportunities or a break here and there, and it's like a chess game at times.
Dale, thanks for joining us, and good luck in this series.
Thanks very much, Jim.
Centerman Dale Hawerchuk, our guest here in New Jersey, will return after these messages.
LaFontaine Hockey School returns to Buffalo this August. The site is Saberland, the Sabres training camp and practice facility in Wheatfield. Boys and girls ages 6 and older are invited to register for a variety of sessions designed for all skill levels. And also going to be hosting a week designed especially for beginners with little or no hockey experiences, ages 4 to 10, and a week for girls only. For more information, call 856-7300 or Saberland.
These two teams will get together again on Tuesday night here in New Jersey. We'll have that coverage for you on Fox 29. The orchestrator of tonight's attack, the coaching trio of John Muckler, John Tortorella, and Don Lieber. And Dominic Hasek has been outstanding, especially in the second period, blocking 13 New Jersey shots.
Now the Buffalo Sabres sent Derek Platt, Alexander Mogilny, or Himmelev onto the ice. And this is the so-called checking line of the Devils, with Chorsky on left wing, Carpenter at center, and Claude Lemieux on right wing.
5 skaters aside as we get set for this third period. From the draw, controlled by Bobby Carpenter. Derek Plant, Yuri Himmelev, and Alexander Mogilny up front for Buffalo. Here's Plant, top of the slot. In front is Brodeur. Got a piece of that one. Nice low, hard wrist shot by Derek Plant. Bodger captures just outside the Devils' line. Stevens cruising up the left wing off the shoulder of Mogilny. He steals, sets the play up from behind. It went off the stick of Brodeur, and Carpenter is there to retrieve for the Devils. Sending it rink wide and back into Sabres territory. We're going to have an icing call against New Jersey.
Well, a good shift for the Sabres to begin this third period, as Mogilny made things happen in the New Jersey zone. I believe that he got a stick on that quick wrist shot by Derek Platt and ended up deflecting it wide of the New Jersey net. The Sabres make a change, sending out Howard Chuck Presley and Randy Wood.
Take a look at Wayne Presley. And a souvenir in the stands. He gets set down in the Devils' corner. Howard Chuck losing the draw to Nichols. Danico sweeps it along to Niedermeyer. Schmelik kicks it with the blade of his skate into the Devils' corner. Goes Schmelik. He's backed up by Howard Chuck while Presley tries to stuff it in to the stick side of Brodeur. Funny bounce along the glass, affording New Jersey to break out with John McClain and Stephane Richer. Sends it across the Buffalo line in the opening minute of this third period. Sabres 1, New Jersey nothing. The goal scoring back in the first period at 19:49. Todd Simon on the power play from Dale Howard Chuck. Devils out shooting Buffalo in the second period 13-5. Swoboda backhands it over to Randy Wood. Works with Howard Chuck and Presley. Nichols comes across, long slip shot, shoulder saved by Hasek, rebound picked up by Swoboda. New Jersey intensifying their pursuit of that puck into the Buffalo zone. That's nullified as Wood sends it back in. Danico along with Niedermeyer combined to bring it to their own line and out at center as Danico fires it into the far Buffalo corner. Peluso chopping at that puck. Audette does the same. Abilene keeping it in from that point off the shoulder of Muni. Rebound in front, Holik, but it's picked up by Brad May. We've played about 2 minutes of this third period. Sabres leading it 1-0 as Abilene sends it back across the Buffalo line. Here comes Doug Bodger. Giving it over to Brad May, who had a pretty good fight with Mike Peluso in the first period, and he gets tied up with Bobby Holik, stopping the activity. Our coverage continues tonight from New Jersey on Fox 29. There is not 1 inch of ice surface we don't cover for you. We've been planting our ice level camera in between the Sabres bench and the crowd here. Brendan Byrne Arena, Dominic Hasek getting himself back into position. Rob Ray out now with Brad May and Dave Hannon. Ray did not play 1 shift last year in the playoffs. Tonight has played an important role. And the other 18 or 17 skaters. Good checking along the Buffalo end boards, affording Dave Hannon to break out and scoot up to his own line. Rob Ray is relieved by Yuri Himmelev. Alexander Mogilny steps out with Derek Plant. Down. Play is intercepted by Buffalo. Mogilny's wrist shot wide. He let that one fly. Hearing off the request of John Muckler to shoot that puck more. The Sabres affording Alexander Mogilny the opportunity to do that tonight. I would imagine, Jim, that Mogilny would have maybe 8 to 10 shots, as one's labeled right on Dominic Hasek. Bobby Carpenter chopping away at Hasek, creating a little cruising in front of Buffalo's net. The Sabres netminder comes up with another quality save.
That's what the Devils talked in the papers about, going to the net. Carpenter did that and ended up bumping into and upsetting Dominic Hasek. Now, watch at the bottom of the screen. Here comes the shot in, and that's Carpenter coming into the left, and he trips up Dominic Hasek. And the faceoff coming up to the left of the Buffalo goaltender.
We welcome back our viewers from TSN. John Gertler along with Jim Lorenz. Third period action, another quality shot labeled on by New Jersey. Sabres hanging on to the 1-0 lead of the power play goal scored by Todd Simon in the closing seconds of the first period. Boulder couldn't clear it out. Carpenter hampered from the slot area. Check that. Himmeldev sends it up to Mogilny. Stopped by Stevens just outside his line. There's a break for Lemieux skating into the Sabres zone. His wrist shot up the blocking pad of Hasek. Confidence in clearing that puck out, and Plant along with Himmeldev flying across the Devils line. Plant following up that puck. Tried to feed it to Mogilny. Lemieux breaks out. Game starting to open up a little bit. Of this much promoted chess match between these two clubs. As Nichols sends it in front, intended for Lemieux. Schmelik got in the way of that one, a bouncing puck. As Swoboda climbs right over to Schmelik. Here's Hannon across the line as Wood goes after that puck. Brodeur sets it up for Niedermeyer. 15:56 left to play here in this third period. Sabres 1, Devils nothing. The clean shot. Runners in front of the Buffalo net. Rebound goes into the corner, and Hannon digs out. Works with Randy Wood and Wayne Presley. 3-on-3 right to the New Jersey line. Presley following up with that puck with the backhand as it floats just off the blocking pad of Brodeur. Rebound collected by Nichols. Rink wide off the skate blade of Richer. He's forced back to his own lineup. The pursuit of Bodger and Presley, who steals that puck. Sabres changing up on the fly here. New Jersey coming out of their zone. Brad May is out. Along with Dale Howard-Chuck, Presley remains as Buffalo attempts to clear it out of their own zone. Howard-Chuck brings it out to center. Brad May at left, just at the Devils line, sending it back along the end boards as Brodeur keeps it in motion. Howard-Chuck backhand to the near side as we have played 5 minutes of this third period. 1-0 Sabres. Puck is kicked along the boards. Bodger sends it right back in. Funny bounce along the end boards. May shoots it wide. Rebound, Brad May. Picked up by Bill Guerin of the Devils. Working with Dowd and Zelepukin as Guerin comes across the line. Here's the slap shot by Dowd, blocked by Boucher. Dowd getting his own rebound. Jason Smith, slap shot, save. Hasek swept out in front, and Howard-Chuck clears it out for Buffalo. 28 shots on goal for New Jersey to the Sabres 18. And the Sabres outshot in the second period 13-5. And Zelepukin passes it over to Guerin. His shot is blocked. Rebound Smith from the right point. Hasek tipping it along to Jason Daw, looking to control. Smith again with a shot. Save! Hasek as Bill Guerin tried to crowd that net. But Hasek comes up big again.
Watch the battle in front of the net. That's number 12 of the Devils, Guerin and Bodger. And watch Hasek make this incredible save. How he saw that puck, and he did, and stopped it with the right pad. Another marvelous save by Hasek. 29 shots on goal for the Devils. It's 1-0 Buffalo with 14:06 to go in regulation time.
And Buffalo continues with its bench movement. Todd Simon is out now at center with Yuri Himmeldev and Alexander Mogilny. The defense pairing finds Swoboda and Schmelik into the Buffalo corner. Here's Mogilny sending it back behind the net. Chopping away is Swoboda along with Claude Lemieux. Schmelik now back to Swoboda. Himmeldev looking to get it out, sending it rink wide to an open Alexander Mogilny, crisscrossing with Todd Simon, the goal scorer tonight, as Mogilny sends it along the end boards for Simon, eluding a check from Stevens. Here's Himmeldev trying to take a shot. Himmeldev covered by Chorsky, and Stevens attempts to clear it out, but it's put back in by Simon. Having a very strong game tonight for Buffalo. 13:30 remaining, third period, 1-0 Sabres as Stevens looks to go to the other side to his defense partner Driver. Carpenter taken off the puck in the pursuit by Simon. And the Sabres continue to hold the Devils in check in their own zone as Svoboda sends it in, and the Sabres change up on the fly. Out cruising now is Randy Wood along with Dave Hannon and Wayne Presley. Looking to take that puck away.
Oh,
Carpenter from afar.
There's too many men on the ice for the Devils. That wasn't even close.
Action continues, however, as Randy Wood skates down the left wing. Sends it in. Niedermeyer chops it up to Randy McKay. Couldn't control it. Holik tries from the other side. That's up to McKay. Good pursuit by Buffalo. Now Niedermeyer with a full head of steam down the left wing to the Buffalo line with Randy McKay. Puck is picked off by Muni. Sent behind the Sabres net where Bodger collides with McKay. Peluso. And Shannon right down to the ice surface. Gigantic line for the Devils and Mike Peluso and Randy McKay. As Holik leaves it for McKay. And this big line will go to the New Jersey bench. Moeller leaves it for Brad May, now working with Dale Howard-Chuck and Wayne Presley. Played 8 minutes of this third period. Sabres 1, Devils nothing. Goal scoring back in the first period as Smith overskates the puck. Has to send it in. Well outside the Sabres line. Moeller and Boucher back on defense. Presley tips it up to Howard-Chuck. Assisting on Simon's goal in the first period. Boucher shot high and wide. Boucher is there to clear it. The boards to the far side. While Presley along with Moeller tip it up to Brad May. Long slap shot Brodeur with a pad save. And the rebound collected by Tommy Eberle. Up to McLean. Back to Eberle from the top of the Buffalo slot. Still controlling for the Devils. Out shooting Buffalo 29-19. Down 1-0. In this game number 1 of the best-of-7 series, an Eastern Conference semifinal. Presley with a nifty move in front to Brodeur, stuffed off his stick. Quality stick handling by Wayne Presley. Svoboda from the slot. As Plant tried to jar it right at the goal line. He's taken down to the ice surface, and John McLean sends it rink wide high and into the Buffalo bench. 10:52 left to play, third period.
Well, Grant
1-0.
Grant Fuhr caught that one, saved the cameraman's happy. He's breathing a sigh of relief. That was heading right for that big lens. That's worth about, what, 70 grand?
Oh, yeah.
And Fuhr gloved it, and the face-off will be just outside the New Jersey blue line.
The heck with the lens, protect the cameraman.
10:52 remaining here in regulation. 1-0 Buffalo. 29 shots on Dominic Hasek, and the Sabres have 20 on Brodeur.
From the face-off just outside the Devils line, controlled by Driver, sending it up to Bobby Carpenter. Skating across the line with Claude Lemieux along with Tom Chorsky. Picked up by Derek Plant, sent along the board. Stevens stops it from the left point, sneaks one in off the skate. Now it's Schmeling. Stevens again, low shot. And we're going to have a stoppage in play as Bill McCrary will send Bobby Carpenter to the penalty box.
He cross-checked Peter Svoboda from behind. And here's an opportunity for Buffalo at 10:32 to go. They have scored the only goal of the game on a power play. That back in the first period and by Todd Simon. Carpenter in the box for cross-checking. And the Sabres send Mogilny, Howard-Chuck, and Himmelev up front with Boucher and Bodger on the points.
Now, in a situation like this, Jim, where the Sabres work on their third power play of this game, you had mentioned it in the second period about the Sabres taking a few risks, most notably in front of that New Jersey net. There's a quality chance for them to do so with that man advantage.
That's right, but you've got to be careful here. Sometimes on a power play, you relax just for an instant, and that's what the Devils will be looking for. They have scored 11 shorthanded goals.
Bodger leads the attack for Buffalo out at center. Shooting it in, Brodeur. Capturing it, and he'll clear it himself until it's fielded by Boucher. With his height, holding on to that puck. Himmelev. Hit by Nichols. McGillney sending it in front. Here's Boucher's blast! Just went wide. Rebound, Bodger from the top of the slot. Back to Boucher. Sending it over to Bodger, who sees an open Himmelev. Third power play attempt for Buffalo into this game, leading it 1-0. McGillney getting a break from Bill McCrary as it went off his skate blade. Howard-Chuck comes in. Fires that puck back to Bodger. Keeps it in play down to the Devils' zone. Backhand in front. Collected by Stevens, and he clears. 1:07 left in the penalty to Bobby Carpenter. It's his third period action. Sabres leading it 1-0. Alexander Mogilny in front to Dale Howard. Tuck-Hibbelev shoots it, and Brodeur stops it at point-blank range. Here's Boucher. Low, hard shot. Deflects over the glass, or check that, on top of the glass and back to the ice surface where Boucher's shot again went wide. 9:19 left here in the third period. Lemieux outside his line. Takes some more time off the penalty to Bobby Carpenter. Now 40 seconds remaining. As Howard Chuck gets some relief with Ronald Audette on the ice along with Brad May. Sending it out to center. Howard Chuck goes to the bench. He'll be relieved now by Derek Plant. Second power play unit for Buffalo out and setting it up. Donald Audette with that slap shot blocked by Ebeline. And here's Chorsky breaking out with Claude Lemieux. 15 seconds left in the penalty. The speed of Chorsky brings that play immediately into the Sabres zone, and we're going to have a penalty. A high sticking call. And it's going to go. It's Richard Schmeling.
I'll give Tom Chorsky some credit on this play as he sped into the Buffalo zone, and Richard Schmeling had to make a quick reaction to turn to go with Chorsky and ended up high sticking him. So we'll play 4 aside for 9 seconds. Here's the play. Great speed by Chorsky, and up comes the stick of Schmeling. No question about that. Good call by McCreary. And in 9 seconds, the Devils with an opportunity to tie it. 8:41 to go in the third. 1-0 Buffalo.
Series comes back to Buffalo on Thursday and Saturday evening. Playoff tickets are now on sale at regular season prices. Can be obtained by calling Ticketmaster. Sabres are also encouraging fans to wear something white, including, as Jim Lorenz had mentioned, any togas. On the slot, Niedermeyer back to the left point. Stevens. Shot goes into the corner. Rebound. Zelepukin. Presley is there. Works it back to Swoboda. And now the Devils work on abbreviated power play for the next minute and 48 seconds as Swoboda gets the instructions from his teammates to try to clear. Dowd captures, leaves it to Zelepukin, and is set up to the slot man. Stevens went back into the Devils zone. Brodeur all the way out of his net. Presley trying to steal that puck, working with Dave Hannon. Here's Dowd getting a hit from Presley. Stevens overskating the puck. And Presley along with Hannon combined. Getting it out at center again. Guerin tries from the other side. Poked nicely by Bodger, and the Devils are caught for offside.
Well, those plays by defensemen like Doug Bodger, they don't show up on the scoreboard, but that is a major league play. As Bodger broke up a dangerous-looking rush right at the blue line and put the Devils offside. This is how you play defense. Watch Doug Bodger at the bottom of the screen break up Billy Guerin. The forwards hate that. When the defense challenge at the blue line like that, the forwards want the defense to back off and give them the line. Great play by Bodger.
Although nowhere near his point totals from last year, Doug Bodger, now that he's combined with Craig Beauty, obviously his role has changed, but playing his best hockey all season. Lane sending it back out. Tried to set up Abilene. He's forced back into his own zone. With 1 minute left in the penalty to Richard Schmeling. 7:38 left to play here in the third period. Sabres with a 1-0 lead. The goal scorer, Todd Simon, back at the 1949 mark of the first period on the power play from Dale Howard Chuck. 29-21 in Shots, New Jersey, as Lemieux along with Nichols and McLean come into the Sabres zone. Hasek setting it up for Moeller, using the boards to find Hannon. And now up to Wayne Presley. Audubon at the Devils line. More time comes off the penalty to Schmeling. 25 seconds remaining. As Driver forced into his own zone by the pursuit of Hannon. Lemieux lost control of it. And McLean sends it high back along the Buffalo end boards. As Lemieux takes a look from the far boards. Here's Driver's shot. That went over the glass and into the crowd after it ricocheted off the stick of McLean.
Not hit. You're right. The face-off outside the blue line. A good call by McCreary as he saw that play. Either that hit McLean in the stick or in the back.
Wow.
And then Glantz glanced up over the glass and into the crowd, but a shot coming in from the point. Here's a windup and the slap shot. It's difficult to tell, but the faceoff, I thought that hit McLean, and so did McCreary, and the faceoff is outside the Buffalo blue line. 6:51 in regulation. 1-0 Buffalo. 10 seconds in Schmelik's penalty. And again, the special teams doing a terrific job, at least for the first minute and 50 of this New Jersey power play. And Hasek doing the rest.
Randy Wood, Doug Bodger, Yuri Himenev, and Craig Muni out. Trying to hold off the force of Bobby Holik, Randy McKay, and Stephane Richer. As Jason Smith sends it across. Work the points with Stevens. Here's Smith, top of the slot, taking that shot wide of the Sabres net. Sabres are back to full strength as the shooting continues in the Sabres zone by the Devils. As Schmelik sends it up now to Yuri Himenev. Working with Wood across the line. Sabres will continue to move their bench as Himenev and Wood scoot over. Wood stays out and is joined now by Presley and Hannon. 1-0 Sabres here with 6:16 remaining. Cleared back into the Devils zone. Niedermeyer over to Ken Danico. Here's Niedermeyer. Trying to get away with a poke of Randy Wood. Some room to move, as is Bobby Holik down the left wing with a shot up the shoulder of Hasek. That's cleared. Nice move by Bodger. Now up to Dave Hannon. Sends it into the Devils zone. More movement on the Buffalo bench as outskates Brad May along with Randy Moeller. Dale Howard-Chuck. Presley remains and jostles with Stephane Richer.
About penalty coming up to Zelepukin as he clipped Howard-Chuck with a high stick. And Buffalo will go on the power play when we return to New York. Valerie Zelepukin is number 25 of the Devils. Watch him clip Howard-Chuck with a high stick. And the Sabres on the power play, Howard-Chuck, Adet, Mogilny up front. Boucher and Bodger the points. It's 1-0 Sabres with 5:42 left in regulation.
It's Buffalo's turn again with a man advantage. Stevens with a lot of ice time here in this hockey game. Look at the puck as it went off the skate blade of Brodeur. Mogilny is hit from behind by Chorsky. Loose puck in front. Adet couldn't get the blade of his stick on that puck, and it comes swiveling all the way into Buffalo territory. Bodger. Along with Boucher out at center with Howard-Chuck, Adet, and Mogilny. Poked by Driver. Howard-Chuck along with Adet and Mogilny. Working it just outside the Devils line. Mogilny losing control. Backed up by Boucher. Shot wide. Rebound. Picked up by Carpenter and cleared back in.
Boy, those are two shots that Boucher has had here in the last two power plays that if he hits the net, I think he scores on. He missed one earlier.
Donald Adet along with Mogilny back across the Devils line. Fourth power play attempt for Buffalo, leading this game 1-0. 4:40 remaining, third period. Here's Adet from behind. Brodeur back over to Howard-Chuck from the far corner. Nichols batting it high into the air. Mogilny intercepting it, working at close quarters to Howard-Chuck. Boucher flipping it back into the near side where Danico clears it back through center and down into the Buffalo corner. Hasek sweeps it along. Over for Plant, who gets hit by McLean. Now Swoboda over to Mogilny. Swirling out at center. 4:07 remaining. Third period. And Mogilny, after all that work, the Sabres are cut for offside. 22 seconds left in the penalty to Valerie Zelepukin.
Alexander Mogilny attempting to get loose in the neutral zone, but well covered by New Jersey. Derek Plant receiving some attention for a cut appears to be above or in the area of the left eye. But the Devils with 22 seconds left in their penalty.
See that suit that Jim Pizzatelli is wearing? That's a new distribution from the National Hockey League. Both teams got those suits today.
Very attractive.
Including coaches. But I didn't see ours.
No, well, they're in the mail.
Face off just outside the Devils line. Scott Simon now centering Yuri Himenev and Brad May. Time ticks away on the penalty as Zelepukin. Now with 15 seconds left. Swoboda sets it up in his own zone. Forward striding through center and into the Devils territory. Simon gets a hit. Swoboda pinches in on the play. Loose puck, Carpenter backhands it high. Here's a break for Zetapukin, who skates from the penalty box in front. And an offside call. And Zetapukin took liberty to fire that puck on to Hasek, and here is the end result.
Buffalo, now this is where you have to be disciplined. You can't do anything foolish here, and the Devils are attempting to draw Buffalo into a penalty, no doubt, with 3:37 left in regulation. Zetapukin vacated the penalty box and was called on the offside.
We'll be back.
3 minutes, 37 seconds left in regulation here at the Brendan Byrne Arena. 1-0 Sabres. The only goal by Todd Simon on the power play back in the first period. John Muckler's club has played a marvelous hockey game tonight.
Talk about using your bench in a game like
this.
Yes,
he has really done a great job with his bench. He's used everyone. He's kept, I think, Jacques Lemaire guessing behind the New Jersey bench. And Hasek has performed brilliantly in goal again. 30 shots on goal for the Devils, 22 for Buffalo. But it's not over.
From the face-off, controlled by the Devils. Here's Smith out of his zone up to the line. Zetapukin couldn't hang on. He meets Mogilny. Penalty backs up, tries Smith. Now from the near side, off the stick of Dowd. Bodger backing up Muni. Nicely. Pays the price as well. Goes tumbling to the ice surface as Guerin lays a big check on Bodger. Himmelman bats it down to the ice. Jumps right over to Dave Hannon's stick with 3:10 remaining here in the third period. Sabres getting their goal tonight from Todd Simon. First to the playoffs at 1949. First NHL goal, might I add, as well.
This is a situation now with 3:01 to play where both coaches will, particularly Buffalo, set their benches up for the final minute and a half. And the Devils desperate as this game winds down. So far, Jacques Lemaire's club hasn't really changed their forechecking, and that surprises me. They have stuck to the game plan, very conservative. They send a 1-2 forecheck. They have played that most of this game, if not all of it. And so far, nothing has changed here in the third.
Alexander Mogilny with a quick rest on the Buffalo bench. Dale Howardchuk is out now with Randy Wood and Wayne Presley. Fans trying to get behind this Devils team, down 1-0. Time starting to count in game number 1 of the best of 7 Eastern Conference semifinal series with Randy Wood leaving the puck in front. At the side, Richer. Devils look to set up camp down in the Sabres zone. Got the big goal scorers out there, John McLean and Richer, but they're hampered, and Presley and Wood break out as Niedermeyer chops it over the glass and into the stand.
Well, the Sabres have been stronger than the Devils in that area 20 to 30 feet in front of the Buffalo net. And again, the puck was up for grabs, and the Sabres came up with it and cleared it from the zone. Just great determination again by Buffalo tonight. There's a future star in the league, Niedermeyer. He was in the doghouse of the Devils, Scott Niedermeyer. Jacques Lemaire didn't think his intensity level towards the end of the season was high enough, but he has terrific skills and is going to be a great player someday.
We'll go just outside the New Jersey line. Plant meeting Carpenter, taking a tumble to the ice surface, as he does again, as the puck is sent by the Devils back along the Buffalo end boards. An icing called against New Jersey. Stops the clock with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the third period. 1-0 Buffalo.
Bobby Carpenter really worked over Derek Platt twice on that faceoff. He could have been assessed 2 penalties. Tom Chorsky has great speed for the Devils. And this is their checking line. Chorsky, Carpenter, and Claude Lemieux. And they have played primarily against Derek Platt, Mogilny, and Himmelev. 2:13 to go. 1-0 Buffalo.
Big face-off for the Sabres. Won by Carpenter. Left for Driver, who scoops behind his net. It goes back out of play, this time into the New Jersey bench. And we'll regroup just outside the line as Mogilny, again, with a lot of ice time tonight.
Good play by Mogilny, too. You know, there he used his speed and quickness to get quickly to the attempted clearing pass by Driver, and Mogilny deflected it into the crowd. And you don't mind that because the face-off, again, outside the New Jersey line with 2:06 to play.
Mentioned in the second period about the number of shots Mogilny should take in a game like this. He had 3 at the end of 2 periods. Play from the corner. Carpenter losing his stick, kicking it along. Mogilny steals and sends it back across the Devils line. 1:43 left to play here in the third period. Chersky comes right to the Buffalo line. That's backhanded by Plant. Ebeling sends it over. Along to Driver. Uses the boards. Ebeling tries it. That's stopped by Bodger and just sent back in. Buffalo with the poise this evening, as they are employing right now Dave Hannon along with Wayne Presley and Randy Wood, taking precious time away from the Devils. And the puck is cleared through center, and Stevens skates back into his own zone. 1:03 remaining here in the third period. Sabres hanging on to the 1-0 lead. We welcome back our viewers from TSN. Top of the slot is Randy Wood, teaming up again with Wayne Presley and Dave Hannon. 48 seconds left to play. Here in the third period as Hale Howard-Chuck now steps to the ice surface. Works with Yuri Himenev. Presley remains. Sabres been staggering their shifts all evening long. It's been very effective against this Devil club. Now Brodeur skates to the bench. The 6th attacker is out. It's Dowd. Heshik sweeping it along after he went for a little skate. Zelepukin leaving it for Dowd. Mogilny steals. Stick handles out along with Dale Howard-Chuck. 15 seconds left. Here's Niedermeyer. McLean trying to get a piece of it. And Alexander Mogilny skates right into the Devil zone. Scores! An empty net goal. And the speed pays off for Mogilny. And the Sabres salted away with a 2-0 lead after an empty net goal by Alexander Mogilny.
Buffalo again strong, 10 to 12, 20 feet inside the line, coming up with the loose puck, and Mogilny outskates everybody and shoots it into the empty net, and the Buffalo Sabres will take a 1-game lead in this 7-game series here at the Brendan Byrne Arena. They have played a marvelous hockey game, and the Devils, to be quite honest, have looked disinterested.
30 shots on goal by the Devils. Into the second period, we had 13, and many of which were prime scoring opportunities right in front of Dominic Hasek. Fans continue to litter the ice. Time remaining in the lower right-hand portion of your screen. These two teams back at it Tuesday night. We will have the coverage for you beginning at 7:30. Nice draw by Todd Simon, who has had a very strong game, as has Randy Moeller. And the Sabres win it tonight 2-0. Dominic Hasek, who recorded 7 shutouts on the regular season, earns his first shutout of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and his first Stanley Cup shutout as he turned aside 30 New Jersey Devils shots. And a big win for Buffalo tonight, as Todd Simon provided the offense at 19:49 of the first period. Alexander Mogilny with an empty net goal at 19:51. A 2-0 victory for the Sabres, leading this best-of-7 series 1-0.
A controlled, calm hockey game by Buffalo. They received great goaltending by Dominic Hasek. Their special team scored on the power play. They killed the penalties beautifully. And John Muckler did a masterful job behind the Buffalo bench in outsmarting Jacques Lemaire.
That puck controlled by Buffalo. Mogilny backing up. Here's Himenev with some room. The shot will go save. Covers up. Howard-Chuck just a half an inch. Well, it's through regulation. Here's Richer with that shot blocked by the Dominator. Folks, overtime number 2 coming up.
All right, a couple more overtime periods and be able to send the kids off to school.
Here's Himenev back to Mogilny. In front, Howard-Chuck scores!
Oh, waved off and hit the crossbar.
In front. Oh, Howard-Chuck almost scored in his own net. And we are going to the third overtime.
And you can imagine how the players feel right now. Just think how the linesmen and the referees feel.
Here's Presley trying to kick it in over the line. Does. Puts it in front. And it's knocked away, and the Devils come back again. Away to center is Dowd. Dowd in over the line to Zalapukin. Zalapukin brings a shot. And McLean fired it wide of the net. Here come the Sabres back. A bad change. Up to Presley. Presley going in. Shoots one. Running over the save. The rebound. That just went wide. O'Gilney back to Howard. Big front. But shot right on. But Keystop can't get it out. But there's a shot by the Brodeur. A great save. Devils coming back again. The pass to Trorsky. Trorsky drops it back. The shot. Patrick makes the save and hangs on to it. And now the Lumbers coming up this time. No score. Heading into the fourth overtime period.
2 games for the price of 1. We now start the 3rd game.
Daw picks it off. Here's Daw looking in front. Can't get it to Presley. Gets it again. Daw charging after it. Clear right out in front. Backhand by Hammond. He scores! Dave Hammond! Dave Hammond is stopped by his teammate. Dave Hammond finally put away the backhand. And this series is going back to where Jimmy Hoffa is. Back to the Meadowlands in New Jersey.
By Buck as he crossed. Oh, great save! Rebound and a great stop by Terreri. Stewart the first chance. Cherkovsky the second. 3 ball. Wesley nearly ran into Bork. They drive it in. Casey still in the net. Terreri left it for Stevens around the glass. Bork upended but kept it in. Oh, looking for help. Donato comes to his aid. 1 minute left and Casey is still in the net. Back of the line, Bork had trouble with it and couldn't play it. Chorsky goes 2-on-1 with Garrett. Chorsky scores! And the Devils lead by 2 with 52 seconds remaining.
Well, one of the few times you're ever going to see Raymond Bork misplay the puck. He's made some great...
Has been involved in a lot of the action tonight, and he had a great chance to tie the game for Boston moments ago in front of Terreri and did not. And now they're going at it.
These are 2 good scrappers, too. They both have been in this situation many, many times. McKay, a big, lanky guy. Hughes, not as big, but just as willing. And they're letting these 2 go at it. And that started as the play came back into Boston zone, and they're really exchanging them here. And eventually they're going to punch each other out. Now Ron Finn and Ray Scapanello jump in there to break things up. But we talked at the start of this game how they had to be more physical.
Sherla is down and he's hurt as he was hit by Bure. And Bure races after the puck. Bure against Patrick trying to go around the defenseman. He does. He scores. Beautiful play by Pavel Bure.
Holik wins the draw, knocks it out, and Richey's got a breakaway. The moment he scores, and the Devils have won to even this series at 2 apiece.
Stephon Richer, boy, he's had quite a night. He had 8 shots on goal through the first 3 periods, and he is really right off the face-off. He just ends up with a breakaway. The face-off coming right at the neutral.